Hi, this is Frances Lee from Frances Lee Blog. I help writers to write their next best novel so they can tell the story they want to tell. In this 5-day video series, I'm going to teach you how to outline in full a short story you can write immediately after the last video. I've been studying different methods of outlining for over 7 years, and now I want to share that knowledge with you in the form of outlining a short story over 5 days. And today's the day, writer. We're taking our characters from video 3 and the premise of day 2 and piecing it together into a tale which flows. In this worksheet, I've given you 10 points to fill out, though you are free to choose your own story structure if it suits you. I'm using this method as it keeps the reader on their toes and doesn't lack for conflict. Because today is all about discovering the story itself, the actions your main character takes, and the journey to achieve their plot goal. You are free to add as much or as little detail as you like to your plot. I only ask that you order your plot into a logical and cohesive story. Your readers will thank you for it. So here's a little summary of why I chose these 10 plot points. So you start with the hook, which is something in your character's life that sets up a problem. And then, in the inciting incident, you introduce us to the main conflict. Next, your character has no choice but to act on the conflict, which is the first plot point. But then there's a reminder of the stakes, the first pinch point. Your character realizes the truth of the conflict in the midpoint, and the stakes are yet again raised in the second pinch point. Your character reaches their lowest moment and questions everything at the third plot point, and the villain, if he hasn't already been, is revealed when the climax begins, and then there is a fight of some description where only one can remain in the climactic moment, and all loose ends are tied up in the resolution. This series of events, if you put it on a scale from 1 at the hook and 100 at the resolution, the midpoint is at the halfway mark, obviously, and they all fit neatly at moments. If that makes sense. Am I making sense? Just let me know. I think this is more than enough for you to get doing today. Remember, each scene must flow into the next in a logical and cohesive order. And I mention this all the time on my blog, okay? Getting it in order now makes editing your story much easier in the future. So on my blog, I'm known for saying, make it make sense, okay? So if you require more information about plotting your story, check my blog articles below, and be sure to watch for the next video in the series where we're setting the scene, as it were. For more details on how to write your next best novel, you can check out francesleeblog.wordpress.com, where you can find tips and guidance on writing urban fantasy stories. Alternatively, you can subscribe to my channel or sponsor me on Patreon for as little as $1 a month. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. See you soon, writer.